The process of bringing gold from the deep, untouched earth to the refined bars stacked in a secure company vault is a journey of human ambition, geological wonder, and meticulous industrial effort. Beginning in some of the world's most remote and unforgiving landscapes, where the story starts with the quiet yet relentless work of exploration. Geologists who, armed with geological maps, satellite imaging, soil sampling kits, and magnetometers, scour ridges, valleys, and riverbeds in search of areas rich in auriferous ore, often hiking for days to reach promising outcrops, studying mineral veins, and drilling core samples that reveal the hidden wealth beneath. Once a deposit is confirmed to be economically viable through extensive feasibility studies that assess ore grade, deposit size, environmental impact, and operational cost, the scene shifts to the arrival of massive mining equipment. Towering excavators, heavy-duty dump trucks, drilling rigs, and crushing plants, brought in via convoys on rugged dirt roads, signaling the start of the mine's life, whether it's an open-pit operation, where terrace benches are cut into the earth like giant staircases, or an underground mine, where shafts and tunnels are bored deep into rock, supported by reinforced steel and concrete, with ventilation systems keeping miners alive in the stifling depths. The blasting process begins with careful drilling of blast holes, filling them with controlled charges of explosives such as ANFO, ammonium nitrate fuel oil, detonated in calculated sequences to break rock without excessive damage to surrounding structures, sending thunderous shockwaves that crumble ore-bearing rock into manageable fragments, which are then scooped by colossal wheel loaders or hydraulic shovels into haul trucks capable of carrying hundreds of tons in a single trip, their diesel engines rumbling as they crawl up steep access ramps toward the crushing facility, where jaw crushers and cone crushers grind the rock down to pebble-sized fragments, followed by milling in giant rotating SAG, semi-autogenous grinding, mills lined with steel balls that pulverize the ore into a fine powder. At this stage, the valuable gold is still locked within other minerals, so the powder is mixed with water to form slurry and pumped into the processing plant, where the extraction begins through various metallurgical methods, most commonly the cyanide leaching process, in which cyanide solution percolates through the crushed ore, chemically binding to gold particles and separating them from waste rock. After which, the gold-laden solution passes through carbon and pulp sipped tanks, where activated carbon granules adsorb the gold, later stripped using a hot caustic solution, and finally precipitated out through the electrowinning process, where an electrical current plates the gold onto stainless steel cathodes. Calderite is then smelted in high-temperature furnaces, flux materials added to remove impurities, producing semi-pure gold bars that are poured into molds, cooled, and stamped with serial numbers and weights. Meanwhile, waste materials, known as tailings, are pumped to tailings storage facilities designed to minimize environmental risk, with water recycled back into the plant where possible. Security is paramount at every stage, with armed guards, CCTV systems, and GPS tracking, ensuring no unauthorized gold leaves the site. The semi-pure doré bars are packed in reinforced containers and loaded onto armored trucks or occasionally air freighted, depending on mine location. Each shipment meticulously documented and weighed before leaving under escort to a certified gold refinery, with a final refining process, often the Miller chlorination or Walwell electrolysis method, increases purity to 99.9%, producing the gleaming gold bars recognized worldwide. These bars are then carefully weighed, inspected, stamped with the refiner's mark, and securely packaged for delivery to banks, jewelry manufacturers, or investment companies. The entire journey, spanning months or even years from first rock sample to final product, representing a colossal interplay of geology, engineering, chemistry, logistics, and human labor, all driven by the allure of one of Earth's most coveted metals. A story repeated across continents, yet unique to each mine, shaped by local geology, technology, and the unyielding determination of those who bring buried treasure to the surface and into the hands of the world's markets.
The full journey of gold, from being hidden deep in ancient rock layers to shining in the hands of a jeweler, bank, or investor, begins far from the glittering image most people hold, starting in rugged, remote landscapes where exploration geologists, armed with decades of training,
Typically 80–90% gold, the rest being silver and trace metals, each bar stamped with weight, mine mark, and unique serial number. While this is happening, vast quantities of waste material, tailings, are thickened, treated to neutralize cyanide, and pumped to tailings storage facilities